Good day everyone. I'm happy to be receiving you from my BBC News home office workstation. I'm here as an homage from our UK friend Sam Cook from Esports Insider, who was the first person to ask a question in my previous video in the comments. Sam wanted to know a bit more about media buy in esports and how the industry is benefiting from this at large. So Sam, this one is for you. Welcome back to the Season 1, Episode 2 of The Lax TV. I'm Mathieu Lacroix, and now that you've seen my wonderful editing skills, we can actually tackle the subject at hand today, media buy in esports. First disclaimer, I'm not going to talk about gaming and media buy at all in this video. If this is something of interest, we can discuss it in a future video, but this is such a unique part of the industry, and there's so many ways to do media buy in gaming that I'm only going to focus about esports in this one. There's actually quite a lot to say and to tackle in this discussion, so I'll try to be as thorough and organized as I can. But the first thing to say is that esports is actually miles away to a lot of other industries when it comes to media buy. Let me just take a couple of examples. You go to a movie, you see ads, right? You watch a sports event, you see ad break, you see ads before, you see ads during, you see ads after. We even have the Super Bowl ad contest, which is like the pinnacle of what media buy is within others industry. 30-second commercial has sold at millions of euros just to be seen by so many Super Bowl fans, right? But the thing is, when there's eyeball, there's media buy, and there's commercials break, and there's all those opportunities. But in esports, we're actually not there yet at all. Consider this, the League of Legends World Championship. This is one of the events that is the highest of what esports is delivering so far, right? What's the commercial break about? The commercial break is only allowed for sponsors and partners of the broadcast. But if you actually wanted to create a 30-second commercial to run during the League of Legends finals, which gathers millions of viewers, you could not. And that's probably one of the things that is going to change drastically in the near future, for the simple reason that advertising through media buying only is one super strong growth opportunity for so many people in this industry. One of the reasons of this not being a thing yet, I think, actually I said one reason, but there's twofold. The first one is there has not been any structure strong enough as a media agency to support this. And therefore, if you don't have media agencies that are interested into this, you don't have media planner and media buyer that actually come knocking on the door of the publishers and the league organizer to ask to have some commercial setup during their tournament, right? That's actually the reason why we created Hurrah.media earlier this year, is because there's no media buy agency that are specialized in esports and in gaming. So that's the new positioning we're offering with Hurrah.media. So that's the first reason. The second one is also quite interesting. So far, esports has been seen as a marketing endeavor for publishers. But now that people are starting to see a shift, and a new opportunity to actually sell media, we're seeing new deal come in place. We're actually seeing, for instance, a discussion and rumors right now about Riot trying to sell all of its English podcasts worldwide to one only platform. And people are looking at the number that Riot will sell those, rights for, a couple of hundred millions. Nobody have any idea really so far. But what's interesting is the reason why they're doing so. They're doing so because probably on their hand they want to gather all of their broadcasts in one place and sell those in at a decent price to get a bit more profitable. But on the other side, from the company who's going to buy the rights, it all will come down to advertising. And I think this is actually quite a good thing towards what is happening, because we're going to see media opportunity. If I want to buy media in the League of Legends finals today, as I said earlier, I cannot. But if Twitch own the rights, then I can actually go to Twitch as a media company and just buy the 30-second commercial that is going to run, because they will probably have a deal within Riot Games agreement that says I can run ads during break times. And that's probably going to be something quite interesting, because so far, of course, Twitch is doing media buy and selling it to media agencies worldwide, but they're only specifically targeting gaming. I said earlier, gaming has its own specific part of the industry, but esports, like if you want to buy commercial space via Twitch for an esports competition, it's super difficult, because the people running the esports ads are the leagues or the tournament organizer like the ESL or the Blast of this world, and those just sell their ad inventory to their sponsor. So I think this is a good example of why esports needs media buy and media buy agency. It's because we're going to see that swift of money from just Twitch for streamer or sponsors for publishers and leagues, but we're actually going to see new opportunities where I can create a 30-second commercial with my creative ad agency, and I can actually go and buy it on the esports competition. But the thing is, it doesn't stop there. The first ever client of Hurrah.group was actually Strafe, an esports app that I urge you to go and download. It's actually crazy good. But since 2016, we've been doing their social media by acquisition specifically targeted to esports fans. And what we figured out along the way is actually that there's quite a lot of media opportunities. Starting specifically with social media, we've been able across the years to target CSGO fans, League of Legends fans, Overwatch fans, but we've also been able to create creative that would target a League of Legends and CSGO fan, but as a cross, so that we're sure that one person is a League of Legends and CSGO fan, sorry. So we would have adapted the creative to fit that specific targeting. And we've actually went so much into the depths that we were actually one of the first parties to test the esports enthusiast Facebook targeting. I don't know, it was like 4 years ago. And we were more powerful because we had that super expertise into knowing what pages, what players the fans would follow in both of those games, and made the cross, while Facebook targeting as an esports enthusiast was just putting all of the fans of esports in one category. And we know, like, if you're not from the industry, just try and target sports fans, you won't have the same results at all that if you try to target somebody that is fan of soccer or football and rugby, right? It's quite a different approach. And so in addition to this, there's obviously the more usual programmatic part of the media buy industry. And this also is quite underused so far, because, I mean, if you're a media buy agency and you want to do programmatic, you would just stay within your own partners. But there's actually not a lot of partners or IPs that knows where to go and target that esports fans, especially in a world when we're going more cookieless. It's going to be super hard to target those specific niches. Let's say that you're Mercedes and you've created a CSGO commercial in partnership with ESL, which is actually something that exists, and the craft of this commercial is really good. You just today showcase this ad that costs you a couple of €100 probably. You're just showcasing it in the ESL environment. But one thing you could really do is just partner with a programmatic media buy agency, and this ticker box that says, I want this to be seen by all of CSGO fans. And then all of a sudden, we would broadcast that video on website we know CSGO fans are consuming, like Esports, on Reddit, Dexerto, there's so many, even Strafe, the app I was talking earlier. All of those people that are media and are specifically linked to esports, they can offer the reach that people are looking for. But nobody knows about this, because so far people are looking at esports with just the I need to partner with somebody to get the reach that I'm looking for, and or they're looking at influencers marketing, which is another part of the media buy industry. They just want to be partnered with a pro, or if they don't know, they're going to have an esports activation, but they're going to rely on gaming influencers and streamers to kind of, compensate for the fact that they don't know and cannot do media buy properly. All to say, media buy is really there for the long run. But if you compare it to different advertising industries, the more long a content is, let's talk about length content. So for instance, you go to see a movie, you watch a sports game, you just watch a regular content on TV, right? The more you have commercials break. In esports, we don't have any. And that's actually crazy. The only commercial break that exists within our industries are in gaming or through partners of the people who is doing the esports broadcast. That's crazy. That's crazy if you want the industry to grow. That's crazy if you want to driving more money revenue that is not necessarily for sponsors. We're going to see more and more people just create commercials for esports at large. So you could benefit from buying a commercial here in ESL, one in Blast, one in Riot Games, one in the Call of Duty League. There's so many opportunities, right? And so I think this is why esports needs those media buy. And we can actually see the space structuring itself more and more around this topic. We've seen acquisition, like for instance, Hurrah.group just announced that in addition to Dot Esports and Game Pure, they would just add another media to their roster. And that's an international example, but there's more and more media consolidation. And the reason is there's so many eyeballs, right? So many people are consuming esports content specifically, whether it's live, whether it's VODs, whether it's just news content. And the more media opportunities, the more people are going to spend on it. And so this is why I think this might be the 2021 topics where we're going to talk more about this. And don't even get me started on in-game ads. If you are a partner today, you can be in League of Legends, but maybe 2 years from now, you might be able just to buy media by access, just the same way you can do with some other sports. Only time will tell, but if you think this is an interesting topic, ask more questions around this. Also, if you'd like to meet our own lead media planner called Cyril, just hit me out in the comments. I think Cyril and I will be happy to talk more about the skills and expertise that we're offering through Hurrah.media. And if you don't have anything else, just come and say hi in the comments like you might have done in the first video. Thank you very much for watching and see you in episode 3.